He might be the chattiest bloke in the world right now, cooking us dinner, and they're having a great conversation. Stranger things have happened. Eek.
Sorry. Sorry about that.
Sorry. What do you think Nelly's doing?
Probably asleep already.
Yeah.
We really could have done without this episode because, in my opinion, this episode was boring. I didn't see anything that stood out about it. I don't know whether it's because there was no toxicity and it was very mellow outside of the Grace and Ashley situation, but that is becoming monotonous. It's the same old drama about the same old thing. So I don't know how much longer we can take of that. And this episode also seemed like a prelude of us sort of finding out what happened in regards which couple had the affair and which couple were inappropriate during wife swap or during the experiment, because watching and seeing what happened between Steven and April leads me to believe that they are the ones that they had the affair. It leads me to believe that they are the ones that had the affair. So I can't wait to see what happens with that hot mess when it comes out. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight UK, Season 10, Episode 25. So we start off with the morning after the commitment ceremony. All the couples are just sitting around having conversations in regards to the commitment ceremony and what took place. Sadly for Ashley and Grace, they are not in the best of spaces. It seemed, they feel, well, Ashley feels lighter after the commitment ceremony. Grace feels like, all the weight of the world is on her shoulder because she was blamed for every single thing. It's like, Grace, that's not what this man is saying. I don't know where you get it from, unless I'm misunderstanding what's taking place. Because, you have Grace say, they went to the gym, they were working out, and Ashley made an inappropriate comment, and he said, he was very flirty. He was trying to show her that he really likes her, and he's excited to see her, and he can't wait to do, bed gymnastics. And she wasn't impressed. She really wasn't impressed because, according to her, he would have said that to any woman. He would have said that to any woman that was half dressed. So his joke fell flat on his part. Ashley saying, I was just trying to compliment you, so I don't get it. And it's exhausting. This man is tired. This man is exhausted. I don't know why production don't allow him to leave, for his sanity, for his mental health, because how many more times can they go around this hamster wheel before it's time for them to call it quits? You have Leo and April. They are in this space whereby Leo is saying that, he's excited that they are making progress. He's excited about the feedback they received from the experts, and he can't wait to put that into practice. On her part, April is not happy because she feels like she was blindsided. She feels like Paul had to pull information out of her husband that he didn't want to reveal. And so she doesn't understand why he's not able to sort of be the man and take control and take charge, because she feels like she's constantly having to make decisions about whatever they're going to do. Whatever she decides to do, he just tags along and is happy to do it. And she doesn't want that. She wants someone who challenges her. And it's like, be careful what you wish for, because from Leo, what you get might actually be way worse. Leo promised that, he's going to be more involved in decision making. He's going to be more assertive. April doesn't believe this because she says, it's like hurting a dog. I think because production were asking her, why aren't you being honest with him? And she said, he's like a puppy and you don't want to break it. So what do I do? And it's like, I don't think so. I don't think he's as innocent as they try to make him out to be, unless it's just for the storyline. Nelly and Steven are not in the best of spaces because Steven is saying we're not progressing the same pace as everybody else or the couples that started with us. On her part, Nelly feels some type of way because Steven said he's going to stay for now. So there is this back and forth that you're never satisfied. Steven is saying you're never satisfied because you're constantly wanting reassurance. I am, trying to show you interest. On her part, Nelly keeps going on the same thing. Or she wants a man that will support her, protect her and always compliment her, cuddle her and kiss her. And it's like, I don't know how many more times this man can tell you that he is not interested. So the idea that you continue to push for this doesn't make sense. It's then revealed that his partner swap week, and so people will be swapping with other people. And I think had Julia Ruth been there, this would have been interesting. Or even had Sarah been there, it would have been interesting because production would have been very messy. And at the moment, the only person they have to be messy with is April, outside of everybody else. Everybody else is comfortable. Yes, Lisha was coupled up with Leah, but that was nothing because they didn't seem to be that romantic spark. So you had tell Leah that there will be no flirting, no inappropriate comments. She set her boundaries for what she expected her wife to do, and it's like you can't control someone. Yes, I know you're upset about what happened when initially Reese and Lisha walked in, but you can't continue to drag that and continue to use that as ammunition against your partner. It's either you trust them or you keep it stepping. You have people go to their new apartments. Everyone is excited to meet their new person. And so you have Grace and Ashley have this back and forth, and it's like, this is exhausting. This is really exhausting because Grace is saying to Ashley, you need to use this time to reflect on all the things that you did wrong and take accountability for your actions. And it's like, Grace is like a broken record. She's repeating the same thing, but she doesn't want to take responsibility for her actions. She's happy to call this man out and say all these things. I'm with Ashley for saying, I want to protect my character. So she kept waffling and waffling. In the end, Ashley just hugged her and he walked out. Kudos to him for doing that, because at the end of the day, he was exhausted. He was a beaten man. He was a broken man. He just wanted to leave the room and move on to something else. We then had Rebecca and Leo go on a date. I feel like that date was set up so that Rebecca could waffle on about every single thing that April had told her. I don't know why she did that. That wasn't a good look. Because she then revealed to Leo that, your partner was saying she doesn't miss you when you're away. She says she's not interested. She doesn't see this going anywhere. And it's like, girl, please sit down. Why do you have to constantly be involved in other people's drama? There's no need for you to say that. This man has 2 eyes, 2 ears. He should be able to see and hear what's going on in this relationship and decide whether he wants to continue to put up with that or he wants to go home. He's not as naive as people are making him out to be. I feel like he's so insightful and more aware of what's going on around him that people are giving him credit for. April and Steven, for me, I was side-eyeing them. The flirting, the conversation they were having leads me to believe that they are the couple that had the affair. They are the couple that had the affair because they revealed that their partners told them not to share the bed. And then there was sort of this back and forth. Some might call it banter. I call it flirting. And I feel like there is an interest in one another, but they're trying to see how they can navigate around that. But if I was to be asked which couple had an affair, it's April and Steven. I'm willing to put money on that. It was cute to see the other couples, especially Kia and John. They were just doing their thing. They're just so comfortable and so happy and just there because they have to be there, but they miss their husbands. So I don't even know why they were even involved in this hot mess because they didn't want to be there. Leah and Lisha, they were very cute. They were very cute. I love that they actually sat down and had a conversation. And you had Leah say that, her type is brunette hair, is people that work out. And it's like, there was a bit of flirting as well. And it's like Leah at times is doing things to provoke her partner and to get a reaction because she knows how her partner feels. She's had boundaries set. So the idea that she continues to do this just tells me she's trying to be provocative and look for a reaction from her partner. On his part, you had Ashley be paired up with Abigail. I think that was the best thing they could have done for him, just for his sanity and his mental health, because he's been through a lot, so he deserves time to be in a place where he was peaceful and quiet. On her part, April was able to pick up that this man was really broken and he was really troubled. So they then had a conversation with him, sort of revealing what was going on in his marriage. And it's like, Ashley should have left. It's time for him to leave. He's tried all he can, but he can never please Grace. And I think he's coming to that realization as well. The excitement that Steven had about being paired with April doesn't make sense to me because his partner is with Bailey. And so had he been treating Nelly the way he was treating April, I'm pretty sure they would not be having issues. The fact that he laid down on the couch and he had to be tucked in by April. April is just doing it just for the fun of it, for the fun of it, and just to be provocative. Because once production left, you heard this conversation, this sort of voiceover that they played, and it leads me to still believe that they had an affair. Anyway, I digress. In the morning, you had the couples. They were all excited. Leah and Lisha went for some sort of racquetball. And Steven, surprise, he knows how to make scrambled egg on avocado toast. I was surprised to see that because I don't think he's ever made that for his wife. He was asked, have you cooked for your wife? He said no. April was giddy and excited. And so it leads me to believe that once cameras and everybody left, they did something. I'm going to put it out there. They did something. I don't know what it is, but they did something. And this is why they can't sort of look each other in the eye and they're constantly looking away and just giggling and smiling. You had Lee go on a date with David, and he took her to sort of a lingerie shop, which was really cute. It was really cute. I liked it because I think David was trying to help Lee sort of open up and be more open with her connection and sort of explore other avenues that they haven't. So it was cute to see, and it was really exciting. And sadly, on the other part of town, you had Leah and Lisha have their own date where they were still flirting, and it's like production is really trying to be messy. They're trying to see how far they can push these people and get a reaction. On his part, Reese made breakfast for Grace, and Grace was excited. He revealed that, he's reading a feminist book. She said, "Oh, it's amazing. At least it's being used by somebody." And it's like, so are you trying to make us believe that Ashley only said that he was reading a feminist book for just for the fun of it, and he's actually not doing it? Make it make sense. I didn't like that. I thought that was below the belt. She was asked, "What exactly do you like about Ashley?" She said, "Because he's very dependable." And it's like, she loves his wallet, but I don't think she loves the person she's paired with. I'm going to say that. She loves his wallet, but I don't think she loves the person she's paired with. Ashley sat down for a conversation with Abigail, and he was told I've arranged a double date, a couple's date, so we're going to have an amazing time, and we're going to get you to relax and sort of forget about everything you're going through, which was really sweet of her because Abigail went all out to make sure that this man was comfortable and he felt safe and he felt welcomed. And so I loved that for him. While on the other part of town, you had John sort of on a date with Kia in a winery, and he revealed that he loves Abigail. Do I think that's the first time he found out? No, I don't. I think on camera, yeah, but I think they must have had this conversation. They have spoken about every single thing with Abigail, so I'm not surprised that they would have spoken about this. You then had the couple's double date. It was really sweet because Abby went all out. She cooked for them, and then she was busy teaching them, belly dance. It was cute to see Ashley. Ashley is as stiff as a board. Is as stiff as a board. But he really tried. Steven and April, I was side-eyeing them. I really was side-eyeing them from their body language to what they were saying and doing. I don't know. I really don't know. It was cute that Abigail went all out, including making them their meal, and I loved it. I really loved it. You had Reese and Grace having their meal, and they seemed happy and at peace. So if they're happy, we love it. In the morning, the couples were having last minute conversations before going to their partners. You had Leo have a conversation with Rebecca, and Rebecca was trying to encourage him that be open, be honest, tell this woman exactly what you want from this connection. Don't allow her to drag you for nothing. If she doesn't want you, let her tell you she doesn't want you so you can move on. And Nelly was having a conversation with Bailey. He was trying to reassure her and telling her that, you know what you're worth. Don't allow somebody to just drag you along just for the sake of it. I think Nelly knows Stephen is not her guy, but she doesn't want to accept it. You had, Lee sort of expressing to David that she's worried that her partner might have crossed the line, that Leah might have crossed the line and crossed some of the boundaries that she said. And it's like, well, you're in for a rude awakening. Anyway, everybody goes to their partners and they're excited to see one another. Sadly for Leah, the moment she walked in, Lee wasn't in the best of spaces because it seemed like when she was intoxicated, Lisha was using her phone to text Lee. And so Lee was upset because she was saying, how does she have access to your phone? Why can't you remember every single thing that took place? Why were you that intoxicated? And it's like, maybe it's because she was more peaceful and she didn't need to worry about anything. Maybe this is who she is, and she's been hiding this away from you because she's worried that you might not accept that part of her. Bailey, I think Bailey, for me, if it turns out that Bailey wasn't serious about Rebecca's going to be brokenhearted because he wrote her a letter and sort of expressed how he feels about her. And it was really cute to see and to watch them sort of go through this conversation whereby he expressed how much he missed her and how much he couldn't wait to see her. She said the same thing. And so I don't know how long they can continue to push this. I really don't know. I hope it's genuine because it would be heartbreaking if it turned out that it wasn't actually true. So I can't wait to see what the two of them do when it comes to their connection. April and Leo. Well, Leo came back because he was very hyped after his conversation with Rebecca, and he had things that he had been encouraged to discuss with his partner. So he sort of tried to understand where they stand. He already found out that she said she really didn't miss him when he was away. So he wanted to understand whether that was genuine. April backtracked. She wouldn't say anything. She said the reason why she wasn't going to say so was because, this man is like a dog and it's like you're about to break the puppy and she doesn't want to break him. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know what you mean by you're worried that you're going to break him. He's a grown man. He should know what he wants and what he doesn't want from a partnership. So the idea that you feel like, you can't be honest with him because you're worried that you're going to break him, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Because at the moment it's not. So I don't understand why we're continuing down this path. Why can't you just decide what you want to do in regards to this relationship? Do you like this man enough to sort of lead to a lasting relationship, or don't you? Pack your bags and go home. The fight between Nelly and Steven didn't make sense. It really didn't make sense because one moment they were in the best of spaces, next moment they were arguing. And for me, I don't understand, because I don't understand how we went from a loving couple that was very supportive of one another to this couple that can barely stand to see one another. They had a conversation about how their time apart went, and then suddenly Nelly kicked off, things went left when she saw the pictures on the fridge, and it still didn't make sense to me why she was that upset or that aggrieved, because this wasn't that serious. There was another couple there when these pictures were being taken. So the idea that she made it seem like, oh, he broke my trust, he did this, I don't know. I don't know how genuine they are as a couple, so I don't know how much longer they can take it. You had John come back. He's the only person who came back with flowers for his partner, which leads me to question what happened to everybody else. Why didn't they bring their partner something? He brought flowers for his partner. He was excited to see her. They'd been apart, obviously, during this partner swap. They then sat down. He revealed that he's fallen in love with her. She was excited. Do I think this is the first time they've said this to one another? No. I feel like it was done for production's sake, for them to get a storyline that works in production's favor. But otherwise, I feel like they've already told each other they loved each other away from the cameras. So it was really interesting and insightful to see. Ashley and Grace, they then met up. Ashley obviously brought, a notepad that he had written whatever he wanted to say to Grace. Surprisingly, we didn't get to hear that. All we heard was Grace nagging him about the fact that, oh, did you reflect on what I told you to reflect on? Did you do the homework that I gave you? And he wouldn't say yes or no, which angered Grace. And they kept going on in circles until he said, I've decided to stay in a different apartment. What do I think? I feel like this man told production he was ready to leave. That's what I think. I feel like he told production he was ready to leave, but production didn't want him to leave, and this is why he stayed on the show, and he is in the space that he's in with his partner. I think had he had his way, he would have left ages ago, but production wouldn't allow him to leave, and this is why he was there. We didn't even get to hear what he had written down in his notepad. I would have loved to see what was in the notepad, but we didn't get to see that. So, which is really sad, though. I can't wait to see what happens, but my money is on the fact that they are going to break up. I can see them breaking up anytime soon. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click on the link in my video to watch my review from episode 24. Bye guys.